Hello my dear students, a very warm welcome to our today's class. Hello dear teachers, we are here again with yet another session of the poem we did last time, Death the Leveler. Death the Leveler. So in this series, this is the second presentation and the last one for this poem, Death the Leveler. I am again your presenter, Bindu Gulati, Assistant Director, SCERT. So before I proceed on to the post-reading activities, which is the agenda or the objective of this lesson, I would like to recapitulate what we did last time. जो ਅਸੀਂ ਪਿਛਲੀ ਵਾਰ ਕੀਤਾ ਹੈ ਉਸ ਨੂੰ ਜੋੜਨ ਲਈ ਅਸੀਂ ਦੁਬਾਰਾ ਤੋਂ ਉੱਥੋਂ ਹੀ ਸ਼ੁਰੂ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਜਿੱਥੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਲਾਸਟ ਟਾਈਮ ਛੱਡਿਆ ਸੀ. I'll do one model reading of the poem, a recapitulation of the poem, and then we shall quickly go to the post-reading interesting activities. Generally, students, I have seen this trend. We read a poem, we enjoy the poem, but when it comes to exercises, we always think, oh my God, what is this? But today, we are going to do these exercises in an interesting way. So have your pens and copies ready. You don't need to take down anything. Just open your books if you have, and also please look at the screens. You shall be able to do these exercises from the screen itself. But I would request you to search for the text and make that text available to you of the poem. It's very important. The glories of our blood and state are shadows, but not substantial things. There is no armor against fate. Death lays his icy hand on kings. Scepter and crown must tumble down, and in the dust be equal made with the poor crooked scythe and spade. Some men with swords reap the field and plant fresh laurels where they kill, but their strong nerves at last must yield. They tame but one another still. Early or late, they stoop to fate and must give up their murmuring breath when they, pale captives, creep to death. The garlands wither on your brow, then boast no more your mighty deeds. Upon death's purple altar now, see where the victim bleeds. All heads must come to the cold tongue. Only the actions of the just smell sweet and blossom in the dust. If students, time permits, I'll again read this poem. Have you noticed one thing? That when we pronounce or when we go through the model reading of the poem, your voice or the pitch of your voice clearly tells you the theme of the poem. If it's a vibrant poem, automatically the pitch is vibrant. And when it is about such a sensitive subject like death or the philosophy of life, then automatically the pitch drops. So that is the difference. जिस तरह ਦਾ ਅਸੀਂ text पढ़ रहे हैं, ਜੇ ਉਹ ਬਹੁਤ ਹੀ ਖੁਸ਼ਨੁਮਾ ਹੈ, ਬਹੁਤ ਹੀ ਅੱਛੀ ਫੀਲਿੰਗ ਵਾਲਾ ਹੈ, ਤਾਂ ਸਾਡੀ ਆਵਾਜ਼ ਵਿੱਚ ਉਸੇ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਇੱਕ ਹੋਪ, ਇੱਕ ਐਕਸਪੈਕਟੇਸ਼ਨ ਰਾਈਜ਼ ਹੋ ਜਾਂਦੀ ਹੈ. ਬਟ ਜੇ ਇਹੋ ਜਿਹਾ ਸੈਂਸਿਟਿਵ ਸਬਜੈਕਟ ਹੈ ਜਿਸ ਤੋਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਭੱਜਦੇ ਹਾਂ, ਐਟਲੀਸਟ ਮੈਂ ਤਾਂ ਬਹੁਤ ਭੱਜਦੀ ਹਾਂ, ਸੋ ਉਸ ਸਬਜੈਕਟ ਤੇ ਆ ਕੇ ਸਾਡੀ ਆਵਾਜ਼ ਆਪਣੇ ਆਪ ਹੀ ਬਹੁਤ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਸੈਡ ਔਰ ਲੋ ਹੋ ਜਾਂਦੀ ਹੈ. Recapitulation. So students, recapitulation is a word which means we are going through once again the summary or the central idea of the poem. Please read and listen to this slide carefully, because in your exercises you shall be asked to write about the central idea of the poem. Now, this presentation of yours, the second presentation of yours of the poem, The Death the Leveler, is focused upon the exercises. In the previous one, we did all about the poem, the moral, the philosophy. Now we are going to talk about the poem in the context of our exercises from the examination point of view. Death the Leveler by James Shirley. So you must know the name of the poet. You may be asked many times. And please write it down in your copies. Because once we learn something and we don't write it, I assure you next morning you won't be able to even recall it. But if you write it even once, the moment you start writing it twice, your pen will automatically move. Try this. Karo inu try. The poet describes death as the greatest equalizer. It falls on all human beings without any discrimination. The most powerful kings and the weakest, the rich and the poor, the victors and the victims, all must die. Man's achievements and mighty deeds are nothing before death. So very, very simple lines. You don't need to cram anything. If you have read the poem properly, you can very well write these lines on your own. I am just giving you a kind of an idea about how to write a central idea. So this is a central idea. What it says? It says, death spares no one. You can write this way. It kills kings and the poor people alike. All have to die. Man's achievements, glories, victories, deeds are nothing before death. Sooner or later, every one of us has to surrender the power to the power of death. The only thing that lives after death is the good deeds and good actions done by man. So this one last important line says it all. बच्चों, ਜਿਹੜੀ ਇਹ लास्ट important line है मैं बार बार stress कर रही हूँ. Actually the poem ਦਾ ਸਭ ਤੋਂ ਵੱਡਾ ਸਾਰ ਇਹੀ ਹੈ. ਜੀਵਨ ਦਾ ਵੀ ਸਾਰ ਇਹੀ ਹੈ ਕਿ everyone has to die. We boast upon, we always say, oh my God, I am this, I am that, I won, I am very rich, I won this, I've got one car, I've got a big bungalow. But can we take it along when we die? Are we going to be remembered for a big bungalow? Or somebody would remember us that we had a one car or we had all the luxuries? We would only be remembered by our good deeds. ਅਸੀਂ ਇਸ ਜੀਵਨ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਆਪਣੇ ਹਰ ਦਿਨ ਵਿੱਚ ਕਿਸ ਦੀ ਹੈਲਪ ਕੀਤੀ ਹੈ, ਕਿੰਨਾ ਉਸ ਸੁਸਾਇਟੀ ਨੂੰ ਗਿਵ ਬੈਕ ਕੀਤਾ ਹੈ, ਕਿੰਨਾ ਅਸੀਂ ਆਪਣੇ ਕੰਮ ਨੂੰ ਅੱਛੀ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਕੀਤਾ ਹੈ, ਕਿੰਨਾ ਅਸੀਂ ਗਿਵ ਬੈਕ ਟੂ ਦ ਪੀਪਲ ਕੀਤਾ ਹੈ, we shall be remembered by the people because we will be living then in their hearts. So this is the actual philosophy of life and philosophy or moral of this poem. Now the exercises. I will give you the idea of what a rhyming pair is. Can you see? बिना मेरे दसे कुछ तुसी देख पा रहे हो? Fate, state, things, kings. Rhyming words ਦੇ ਬੱਚੋ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ 2-3 ਕੁਐਸਚਨ ਆਉਂਦੇ ਆ. ਇੱਕ ਤਾਂ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ rhyming words ਪੁੱਛੇ ਜਾ ਸਕਦੇ ਆ. You may be asked, or definitely there might be a question which is about to come for the rhyming scheme. So once you know what are rhyming words, you shall be able to identify the rhyming scheme. There is no magic in it. It is very well and simple understood by this exercise. Fate and state, they rhyme. They have the same sound. Fate, state. Things, kings. So your homework, find out the rhyming words from the poem. बहुत सारे ऐसे वर्ड्स साडी पोएम च है, लभो. मेरे कोल भी हैं देखो, पर मैं उस स्लाइड पे रुकांगी नहीं. See, so you have to find out those words and write it as a homework. I request the teachers to please check this homework because this exercise work is very important. Now we have to read and comprehend. We have done exercises, we have done the poem, we have to do these exercises now. If you have read the poem properly, you shall be able to answer because these are questions taken directly from the lines. Death lays its icy on the kings. What would be the answer? I won't tell you. Read this. The scepter and dash are the symbols of power and authority. These are the 3 options: scythe, spade, crown. Even if you have not read the poem, you can very well answer, what are the symbols of power? Is the spade a symbol of power? Before death, even the victor becomes. Death ਤੋਂ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਕੀ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਹੈ? Victor, ਜਿਹੜਾ ਜਿੱਤ ਰਿਹਾ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਹੈ. So just give a little stress on your mind. I'm sure you have done the exercise. Now check. The answers in green are the correct answers. Death lays its icy hand on the kings. The scepter and the crown, not the crown, the scepter and crown are the symbols of power and authority. Before death, even the victor becomes victim. है ना इंटरेस्टिंग? तो इस तरह ਦੇ क्वेश्चन ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ पूछे जाएंगे. So no points in guessing. You can very well do these exercises. These are very simple exercises. Again, learn to read and comprehend. Explain the following lines. There is no armor against fate. Death lays his icy hand on kings. And the second pair of lines is, only the actions of the just smell sweet and blossom in the dust. This might be a little tricky for you, since I am discouraging cramming up. So try to construct the lines. There is no armor against fate. You can very well write in your simple English that there is no protection from death. Death approaches even the kings. Simple. And after death, only when we do good to the society, we are remembered. Anything which you have just learnt from the poem, or which you did in your previous explanation of the poem, you can write. I'm sure you will be able to, but then I'll show you the answers. There is no armor against fate. Death lays his icy hand on kings. The above lines describes that there is no protection against death. Even the most powerful kings cannot escape from death. If you want, you can note down. You have these lines in your poem and you can write the bold answers in your copy. Very small answers, or you can write yourself. I think you should encourage yourself. You can all do it to write yourself. और ज़रूरी नहीं है ਜਿਹੜੀਆਂ ਲਾਈਨਾਂ ਬੱਚੋ बुक च ਦਿੱਤੀ ਹੈ आंसर ਦੇ ਵੱਲੋਂ ਜਾਂ ਜੋ ਮੈਂ ਦੇ ਰਹੀ ਹਾਂ ਉਹੀ ਇੱਕ ਆਨਸਰ ਹੈ. You can very well write your own answers. All men must die, but the good deeds and just actions of man remain alive even after his death. Now comes the answer to this question, which we just discussed in the recapitulation. So again, I would ask you to do it as a homework. You have to just write the central idea. What is central idea? Kendri Pav. Poem कहना की चाहती है. Central idea of the poem. That death spares no one. Even the kings and poor, they die. Everyone has to die. The victor and the victim, they both die. But what remains after our death is the good deeds we do. They remain alive in the hearts and minds of people. So try constructing small sentences. Start by using very small sentences. And write the central idea of the poem as a homework. Again, I would request the teachers to please go through the homework of the students. Vocabulary expansion. We did some glossary at the pre-reading activity. Now is the test for that. Testing is very important. How do we know that whatever we did? So there are multiple forms, multiple types of questions which tests our memory, which tests what we have done. So see, on the left in the column A, we have some words. Now you have to simply match them against the lines or the meanings under the column B. Please read it. I won't give you the instant answers. Take your answers, then I will show you the correct answers. Then match them and give you yourself marks. And if you score 7 marks out of 7, congratulate yourself. Even if you score 4, congratulate yourself. Why? Because you attempted. ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਰਨ ਦੀ ਕੋਸ਼ਿਸ਼ ਕੀਤੀ ਹੈ. Now I'll be silent for 2 minutes and I'll let you read this. We have used these words multiple times during our explanation presentation as well as right now. So match your answers with my answers. Here, what is an armor? We saw the picture as well, a metal suit, kavach. Scepter, we saw a picture, the staff or rod of authority carried by the king. Scythe, we see the picture, a tool used for cutting crops such as grass. You all are familiar with cutting crops. We are living in the wheat basket of India, northern India, Punjab. Yield, surrender, to give the power to God. Stoop, I told you, bend, ਝੁਕ ਜਾਣਾ. Boast, ਆਪਾਂ ਇਹਨੂੰ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ 'ਚ ਬੜਾ ਸੋਹਣਾ ਵਰਡ ਬੋਲਦੇ ਆ, ਫੁਕਰੇ ਹੋ ਜਾਣਾ. ਟੂ ਬੀ ਹਾਈਲੀ ਪ੍ਰਾਊਡ ਆਫ. ਅਸੀਂ ਸਾਰੀ ਉਮਰ ਇੱਦਾਂ ਹੀ ਸੋਚਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਇਸ ਚੀਜ਼ ਦੇ ਪ੍ਰਾਊਡ ਆਫ ਹਾਂ, ਉਸ ਚੀਜ਼ ਦੇ ਪ੍ਰਾਊਡ ਆਫ ਹਾਂ. ਵੀ ਸ਼ੁੱਡ ਲਿਵ ਇਨ ਗ੍ਰੈਟੀਟਿਊਡ. Gratitude is again a new word. We should live in always thanksgiving to God. Tomb, qabr, grave, a place to bury the dead. It's bury. ਇਹਦੀ pronunciation bury नहीं है, it's bury. Now very interesting part, rhyme scheme. Rhyme scheme ਅਸੀਂ ਹੁਣੇ rhyming words ਕੀਤੇ ਸੀ. The words with having similar sounds, fate, straight, date, crown, frown, maid, spade, fate, state, things, kings. ਮਿਲਦਾ ਕੁਛ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਆਪਸ 'ਚ ਮੈਂ ਬੋਲ ਰਹੀ ਹਾਂ ਤਾਂ. Rhyming words make poem a poem. Otherwise, if poem is not written with a rhyming scheme, it would be a text, a chapter, a literature piece. So literature piece is called a poem when it has a rhyming scheme. It has some beauty in the written form. So here, there are different colors I have given to the similar sounding words. The glories of our bird and state. End wala word bachcho. The last word of every line rhymes with some or the other line. ਜਿਹਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਉਹ rhyme ਕਰ ਰਿਹਾ ਹੈ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਉਹਦਾ brother ਬਣਾ ਦਿਓ. State, fate. Things ਦੇਖੋ ਕਿਹਦੇ ਨਾਲ rhyme ਕਰ ਰਹੀ ਹੈ. Same color ਦਿੱਤਾ ਨਾ ਮੈਂ B. Thing fate ਨਾਲ ਤਾਂ ਨਹੀਂ rhyme ਕਰ ਰਹੀਆਂ. Crown and down. Are they sounding same? So that is another scheme. You have to just align. You have to give them name. As we name a family, sister brothers. Maid and spade, that rhyming scheme is DD. So here the rhyming scheme is AB, AB, CC, DD. ਜਿਹੜਾ ਜਿਹਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਮਿਲ ਰਿਹਾ ਹੈ, we have to name like A for state, A for fate, B for things, B for kings. C for crown, C for down, maid for D, D for maid and D for spade. So end answer देखो mathematically आ गया ना, A B C C D D. So any poem if you are asked like this that give the rhyme scheme, please don't get confused. Just look at the last words and pronounce those words swiftly, sweetly to yourself and see where they rhyme with each other and put the AB alphabets. Generally this rhyming scheme is put in the small case like small a, small b, small c, but here just to show you I put them in the bold colors and bold or the capital case. Now you may be asked questions like this. To familiarize you with the questions or the type of the question asked, आई एम गिविंग यू दीज एक्सरसाइजेस। मैं बहुत तरह दी एक्सरसाइजेस तुहानू क्यों करा रही हां? एक क्वेश्चन नू पूछे जांदे बहुत तरीके हुंदे आ। दे माइट बी MCQs is multiple choice questions. They might be right or wrong, again that is an MCQ. They might be 1 mark question. They might be 2 marks question. And match the columns. We saw so many types of questions, and it expands your vocabulary. It tests you in many ways so that whatever you learned actually is retained. So supposedly now you are asked a question which is here before you on the slide. In this way, be familiar with the type of this question. The glories of our blood and state are shadows, not substantial things. There is no armor against fate. Death lays his icy hand on kings. Name the poem and its poet. We have done it. What is the name of the poem? The name of the poem I shall tell you in the next slide. Till then, recall it. Name of the poet, recall it. You have to understand the meaning of the question tag, why this question is asked, what is it actually trying us to answer. So you have to understand the question first of all before you attempt answering. Who? So stress on who. Who is referred to as fate? What? The second question tag is what? What does the phrase icy hands mean? So a pause here. Try answering on your mind. A very small answer. Could be one word. Here are the answers. The name of the poem is, now you have to see how these words are written and how we have to write it. We can't be casual about the answers. It's language. Death, D capital, T small, all the prepositions we shall be having in the small cases, then leveler, capital L, then in a single apostrophe S. And again the name of the poet, spellings have to be correct, the cases have to be correct, the name has to start with a capital case and even the surname has to start with a capital case. केड़ा वर्ड अल्फाबेट वड्डा केड़ा छोटा पाना है, इस चीज वाल बहुत ध्यान देना, मार्क्स कटते हैं. हु इज रेफर्ड टू एज फेट, किस्मत किनू किया गया है, डेथ. सो वन वर्ड आई टोल्ड यू, डेथ. व्हाट डज द फ्रेज आईसी हैंड मीन्स? आईसी हैंड किनू कहंदे हैं? कोल्ड एंड मर्सीलेस नेचर ऑफ डेथ. है ना सिंपल? एक होर करते हैं. सेम. Scepter and crown must tumble down and in the dust be equal made with the poor crooked scythe and spade. Scepter and crown must tumble down and in the dust be equal made with the poor crooked scythe and spade. मैं बार बार बोल रही हूँ ताकि प्रोनाउंसिएशन थोड़े अंदर बिल्कुल वस जाए. So what do scepter and crown symbolize? कितना सी ना असी ये आंसर क्वेश्चन. What do the words scythe and spade represent? And explain and in the dust be equal made. Again a pause. Think about them. Here are the answers. Answers are clearly in the indigo blue color. और देखो आंसर शुरू किमें करना है. अगर वन वर्ड पूछा गया है तो तुसी सिर्फ लिखोगे. If the instructions are write only the one word answer, you will write powerful and rich sections. But if the question is asked this way, then you have to properly write what is being asked. The words scepter and crown are the symbol of is missing, of the mightiest, the most powerful and the rich sections of the society. What do the words scythe and spade represent? The poor working class. And explain and in the dust be equal made. The above line explains that all are equal before death. The rich and the poor, the mighty and the weak, the king and the clown or the peasant. So it's not necessary, again I would say, that you have to write as it is. You don't need to take them down. This is something which you can take down from the poem and write on your own. So last but not the least of this activity, again I would say, the garlands wither on your brow, then boast no more of your mighty deeds. Upon death's purple altar now, see where the victim bleeds. So what does the word garlands mean? Because in the poem sometimes the direct meanings are not given. So there is symbolism. Why should not one boast of one's mighty deeds? Who must come to the altar of the death? So here are the answers in the indigo blue. Read them before I explain. The word garlands mean the victories and achievements of man. जिमें scepter, scythe, spade, crown एक symbol सीगा for the rich and the poor. Here garlands means victories and achievements. Why should not one boast? सानू किसी नू भी अपनी किसी चीज ते बहुत गुमान क्यों नहीं करना चाहिए? Because we all have to die. So all the mighty deeds and courageous acts of man are nothing before death. Who must come to the altar of death? किनू किनू मरना पैंदा है? Both the conqueror and the vanquished is defeated, must come to the altar of death. So everyone has to die. Now post-reading activities, these are some kind of questions which you might be again asked. I'll not explain the answers. You can have a look at these questions, take them down quickly, and you can take it as a homework. So with this we come to the end of this presentation of our part 2 of the poem The Death, the Leveller. So I hope students you have understood the poem. The poem says that we all have to die, but we should always be remembered by our good deeds. So with this note, thank you very much and see you next time.